coming up on At Your Leisure.
I'm Scott Huntsman. I want to show you a committee that's making a difference to the trails here in Moab.
I'm Brett Pennyfollow, joining a family for a search for that special holiday symbol.
I'm Will Oxley. Let's learn about the new OHV laws taking effect early next year.
You know, blue sky, couple of Jeeps sitting behind me, Red Rock in the distance. I think that only means one thing. We're sitting in my favorite place, Moab, Utah. Hey, welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Scott Huntsman, and I am joined by
Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor with Canyonlands Jeep Rentals. Is that right?
That is Canyonlands Jeep Adventures here in Moab.
Well, that is absolutely awesome. You know, and we have a very interesting program for all of you today because we're down here, of course, to enjoy this great outdoors area. And again, it's one of my favorite places to come. I have a second home here, so never hurts my feelings to come down here, you know, by all means. But, you know, we love going off-road, and especially with the Jeeps, because I'm such a Jeeper, and of course you rent them. So, you know, it's bread and butter for you.
Well, and I like Jeeping as well.
Yes, exactly. But there is so much that goes on behind the scenes of, you know, this whole trail system and how everybody gets along. And I understand that there's a get-together today where a group of you guys that represent all kinds of different facets of motorized travel through this area get together. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a group in town, or in the county. It's called the Moab Motorized Trails Committee. And it's a user group of everybody that kind of, as it says, of motors, gets together and they talk about the backcountry and they talk about the trails in the area here. You know, so in this group you have someone who represents the Jeepers, you know, you have someone who represents the UTVers and the ATVers. There's someone who represents the e-bikers. There's actually someone who represents the snowmobilers. And then they meet together as a group, and as well as with some of the government agencies that we have down here, like the BLM, the Forest Service, and the county commissioners, and they get together and they talk about what's going on in the backcountry. You know, Moab or Grand County, the majority of it is backcountry. You know, it's pretty, this wilderness area that's all around us here. And as we all know, there's a lot of trails.
Sure. There's
single track trails, there's off-roading trails, there's a lot of different trails around the area. And these guys get together and they talk about what's going on in the backcountry. You know, they may be talking about a certain trail and an obstacle on a trail that it maybe has bypasses that didn't have bypasses a few months ago. And they'll get together, they'll come up with a plan to come up and keep people on the trail, you know,
sure.
Whether it's putting in some signage or directions to, you know, to make sure that people are protecting this resource that we have out here so that
sure.
we can all use it in the future, and it's here coming up. They'll get together and they'll do what they call rake and rides. Well, they'll go up and just walk the trail or drive the trails and get out and work on different obstacles in the area.
Okay.
So Scott, it's funny that you're here today,
yeah.
Because this afternoon these guys are actually having a meeting. And I think it'd be great if you could come and check it out.
I would love to. Please, can I be a part of that?
Well,
you know what? I think that is a great idea. I'm really excited to go check that out. I want to see what goes on here. So, well, I'll tell you what, then that's going to happen here in just a little bit. I guess we'll just jump in and maybe head down into town and go check that out. So, hey, we're going to run down. We're going to check out this meeting. Why don't you guys, in the meantime, check out this week's Where To?
Hunting for the perfect Christmas tree can be a fun family outing. The Tidwell Slopes off-road trails in Wayne County provides a great location.
I grew up in Loa, lived there my whole life, and I never really wanted to leave because all the possibilities we have to go do stuff around here. And I just hope that people don't shut them down so we can't go out and explore and adventure and be able to see the things we want to see. And people definitely have to take care of the landscape. It's about sharing the land and taking care of the land and being able to have multiple use and be able to enjoy it for everybody.
The network of scenic routes allows for plenty of entertainment and forms strong traditions.
The holidays are all about family. We love getting together, and we've got a whole crew with us here today. They're all out kind of scouting out trees, and we just love to be together. We usually spend 3 or 4 days with a good crowd of family and friends and good food and making memories for sure.
Fun that I got to run into my best friend on the mountain.
It's always great fun to bring the kids out on a nice day, have some hot chocolate, some soup. We love living in the mountains, growing up here, raising our kids in these beautiful valleys.
And we just like to make it an overall experience. It's not just about the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree helps get you into the spirit of the season, and that definitely helps, but we like the outing with the family.
I'm a Christmas tree. Oh.
Just like variety of trails, everyone has their own preference on trees.
When we were younger, we did kind of big round. They were all into big round trees. And then when we got married, we kind of decided we like the tall, skinny ones. So this area is obviously amazing for that. It's just something we always remember. We look forward to it. Some years it's cold. Kids don't get quite as excited.
The wonderful part of getting out is everyone gets something different out of it.
What was your favorite part of today?
Looking at the pretty snow.
Looking at the pretty snow? It was beautiful, huh? The ride was beautiful.
Yeah.
Just spending time with family. You know that's my favorite. Anytime we can get together and make fun memories happen. Snowball fight or whatever we do.
We have been sledding. It was really fun because we weren't really fast. It's really fun going out on the side by side because you can jump and you can just ride and drift and just fun stuff.
One of the best things about family outings is everyone brings something unique to the experience.
She's very good at being prepared and making sure everyone's having a good time on the outings. I'm more of a go by the seat of your pants and just do what sounds fun and what we spur of the moment type of thing. But she likes to be prepared and makes it a very enjoyable outing.
Happy kids makes for a good outing.
And what could make kids happier than an adventure in the great outdoors?
It's fun to just really treasure the time. This is what life's all about, is getting out and having fun with your kids, making memories and seeing Christmas come alive in the eyes of children. It is the best. We're very blessed and very lucky to live here. It's been a fun adventure, but it's getting cold out here. Let's go warm up with some hot chocolate.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level. From the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F, you can give the gift of riding to every red rider in the family. So head to Stedman's Recreation in Tooele now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event and give a gift that'll last a lifetime.
Wondering where your next OHV adventure will take you? Outsiders Utah has your answer with downloadable GPS routes, ride times, distance, local amenities, and other details. 360 street views of the trails that let you explore before you go, and more. Eliminate the guesswork and uncertainty and find a trail you'll love. Visit outsidersutah.com and see the trail before you ride the trail.
What would your perfect day in Green River look like? You'd probably start with a few good friends and a hearty breakfast. From there, you'd hit the trails along the Green River and find things you never expected. Your OHVs would take you to places both striking and serene. You'd end at Ray's for a burger and good conversation, letting the memories grow long into the night. Green River, Utah. Ride your perfect today.
There are a lot of small towns in Utah, and there are a lot of ATV trails, but there aren't very many that offer riding like this. Here in Hanksville, we're the home of Factory Butte. Pure adrenaline mixed with the grandeur of the West. Plus, with plenty of hotels and restaurants, you can stay and explore for days without ever needing a trailer. Hanksville, Utah, your base camp for thrills.
Hey, welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. You know, I've been sitting in on this meeting, Motorized Trails Committee meeting, and it's really refreshing to see the cooperation between BLM government, private citizens, and industry down here in the Moab area about how they care for the trails and what they want to discuss as far as improvements are concerned. Everything from markings of the trail to how the trail is used, trail safety, even erosion of the trails and how they can better address that and what they're going to do about that. Cliff Coons is the executive director of Ride with Respect, and he's a powerful voice within this committee meeting. Let's talk with Cliff right now and see what his organization is all about.
My day job is directing Ride with Respect, a 501c3 nonprofit based in Moab. And Ride with Respect, along with other motorized trails groups based in Moab, like the Moab Friends for Wheelin' and Red Rock Four Wheelers, have for decades spent over 20,000 hours each doing service work on public lands. So in 2019, enthusiasts from all different varieties of trail use, jeeping, side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, e-bike, and snowmobile. We approached the commission. They agreed that it could be mutually beneficial, and we started meeting on a monthly basis. In addition to those regular meetings, we do monthly outings that we typically call a Rake and Ride, which is more of that service work. You know, a lot of it is on a site-specific basis. So if there's a problem on one part of one trail, we'll talk with the land managers about what the problem is, what's causing it, what the potential solution might be, and what resources we can pull together to get it done. We want to be there as an opportunity for them to collaborate anytime they're interested in taking us up on it. And one would be at the Sand Flats Recreation Area, just refining that travel management plan, or TMP. For that, actually, we just coordinated with the Sand Flats Recreation Area Stewardship Committee. We kind of whittled down what the consensus was, and it took a couple of years, but we got it done. The Sand Flats staff is supporting it, and we did the initial implementation, but they're willing to maintain it thereafter, which we greatly appreciate. It's a beautiful place. It really lends itself to great trails that have, you know, all the characteristics we're looking for, from the flow of the trail to the challenge. But then there's also a challenge in management. It takes a lot of work to accommodate millions of visits a year from an increasingly wide variety of uses, some of which are getting larger and faster. And it totally can be done, but it takes constructive work. A lot of times we're spinning our wheels. To some extent, wheel spin is necessary to get yourself around the turn, literally and figuratively. But recreation management is not rocket science. It does take some experience, but it mostly just takes a good faith effort from the entire community.
Hey everybody, you know, that Motorized Trails Committee seems to be very effective. I like the way that they handled all of themselves in that meeting and what they're going to accomplish. But right now we're all going to the Hell's Revenge Trail to do a little bit of trail work, so stay tuned.
Unexplored. Does it mean riding the same trails as everyone else? Fishing the same lakes? Stopping at the same views? No. Unexplored is so much more. To find it, you need to get off the beaten path. In the northeast corner of Utah, you and your family can still find a land that's unexplored. The shores of Flaming Gorge are only the beginning of a family adventure in Daggett County. Daggett County, Utah. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
Sometimes to recharge, you need to unplug. In Tikaboo, Utah, you'll find a landscape that will give you more energy than you ever thought possible. Escape the heat in the Henry Mountains, where history, off-road adventure, and bison herds meet. It's time to unplug and recharge. Tikaboo, Utah.
At Your Leisure has a long-standing reputation and a large, loyal audience of adventurers in the outdoors. Although we're excited to continue to grow and enjoy the shared success of our longtime sponsors, we have space for more. And if you have a brand that would benefit from the 2 decades of goodwill that we've built, contact us at AYLTV.com and let us amplify your voice above the competition.
Hey, welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We're on the Hell's Revenge Trail with the Motorized Trails Committee, and we're doing a little bit of trail work. Hey, let's see what we're doing.
I mean, because Moab is so popular, the phrase that we're being loved to death, I think, is very accurate. You know, I think education is the biggest thing that we need to concentrate on and let people know that this desert environment is extremely fragile and that we absolutely have to stick to trails. We have to respect where those boundaries are, and do a little bit more when you come here to take care of this terrain, because if everyone acts well and is responsible for themselves and for their particular communities, then we can all get along and enjoy the land, and also to get along with other user groups. That's a huge thing.
As a matter of fact, what we're standing here right in front of, knowing that this used to be an existing trail and it would really add another feature and an easier way back to the head of the trail if you want to get all the way to Tip Over Challenge, do that last obstacle and not go the rougher, less fun way out on the trail. So I had a chance to advocate to get this opened up, and it took about 2.5 years, and just this spring we were actually able to come out here, finally mark the trail, and that was super cool. We got to add one more obstacle to Hell's Revenge. We call it the staircase, and that puts you right back up on top of Roller Coaster Hill. Or if you don't want to do that obstacle, there's a bypass that goes down some easy sandy turns and you're back on at the bottom of coming out right there by Abyss Canyon.
Yeah, we hope just to get more people involved in the management of public lands, more people involved in their public lands. And with this group, we specifically hope to get more people involved with the motorized trails. At the same time, you know, we want to take care of these motorized trails. We want to fix the problems, address problems, and try to look in the future and see how we can better manage these motorized trails for the public in general and the Moab community.
We do a monthly Rake and Ride where it's kind of 50-50, have fun and do some work, especially out here in the desert. The trails are not enclosed by a forest, so it is possible to just go driving anywhere. And because of our biological soil crusts, it leaves a track that others are likely to follow. So it is important work to just come out and either rake tracks, move sticks onto tracks that are off route. And so it's just, you know, cover ground, take note of what's going on, and just block off off-trail travel.
And the Motorized Trail Committee is made up of a lot of volunteers, and we're really thrilled that they're able to come up here and help us. They come a few times a year, they get a lot of volunteers to come up, and we work on different areas where we see problems. I'll meet with Cliff ahead of time and other members of the committee and my staff, and we'll go out, we'll let them know about problem spots, or the committee members will let us know about problem spots, and we'll get together, figure out what we want to do, and then schedule the day.
Just treat the land with respect, because if you keep treating it with respect, and we don't abuse our land here, then people will be able to enjoy it for many generations. And if we come and don't do that, then it's not going to be here for us.
Absolutely impressive work by all these guys. They make a great team, and we sure do appreciate all the work that they do. In the meantime, while we move on to the next spot, you check out this week's Along the Way adventure.
In 2023, a new Utah law will take effect, requiring all OHV operators to complete an education course before operating on public land. We got a chance to talk to the OHV program manager with the Utah Division of Outdoor Recreation to find out the details of what we can expect.
Our test will be available on our website. It'll be ohv.utah.gov, and beginning January 1st, 2023, that will be available online for all of our OHV users.
Until then, we can all rest assured that this isn't intended to trip anyone up or make accessing public lands difficult.
Developing this course, we definitely thought of all types of people trying to take this course.
It's been designed to make it as easy as possible to promote the awareness of relevant laws, increase riders' safety, and ensure our long-term enjoyment of public lands by promoting respectful and sustainable use.
That's what our division is pushing for, is increasing that awareness and educational front, not so much a enforcement standpoint. The requirements for the types of OHVs to take this course are our Type 1 ATVs, that would be our quads, our four-wheelers, our Type 2 UTVs, our side-by-sides, then our Type 3 OHVs, which those are described as anything not defined as those Type 2 side-by-sides. Similar to rock crawlers, they're not able to meet the DOT specifications for a motor vehicle. And then we have our off-highway motorcycles, so our dirt bikes, they're required to take the course. And then something encompassing all of those is street legal off-highway vehicles that are registered as such are required to take this course. The exemptions with these machines would be our snowmobiles, guided tours, the people participating in those guided tours, our implement of husbandry, which is our farm use for OHVs, as well as sanctioned OHV events.
Everyone, including non-residents of Utah, are required to take this course before they can register their machine.
It's an educational course. It's there to teach, not determine if they're good enough or not good enough to go on the trails, because we believe everyone's good enough to go on the trails. We just need to help them out with some education.
People 18 years of age and older are required to take the free online course, which is estimated to only take 20 or 30 minutes.
You immediately get your certificate, so you can present that electronically. You could also present that physically if you see fit to print it out. So anyone under 18 years of age is required to take a youth online course or hands-on course. The $35 has not changed for our online course, and we do have spots throughout Utah teaching the hands-on course.
These courses are a great way to get the youth started in the right direction. But no matter what age, a more knowledgeable and informed approach to the activities we love is beneficial for everybody.
It might be easier for the well-established users to breeze through the test. They might learn a couple new things, and especially for the new users, they'll learn something that they never knew before, and that's part of our educational front, is making sure that everyone knows before they head out on the trails that they need to be safe and respectful of others.
All the resources to make this program a success will be provided, and it's intended to make us all better OHV users.
The answers will be in our educational paragraph. We will have some links to some legal references. They will be able to select the right one and complete the test and have that certificate immediately available. We want everyone to be successful in Utah rather than a pass-fail concern from our office.
This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level. From the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F, you can give the gift of riding to every red rider in the family. So head to Stedman's Recreation in Tooele now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event and give a gift that'll last a lifetime.
The first thing you notice is the colors.
Blue sky contrasting against red horizon. Blanding, Utah. The world goes on forever out here. There's nothing stopping you. In Blanding, you can ride right from downtown on Recapture Rim Trail, discovering the heritage of the West without limits or boundaries. Don't be held back. Join us in a land of true freedom. Blanding, more to be explored.
When you're ready for adventure, fuel your machine with Clear 91. Fuel for performance, fuel for adventure, and fuel for the long haul. Ethanol-free, 91 octane. Fill up with Clear 91. Only available at Eagles Landing. With you for the long haul.
The stunning beauty of Moab. This is what draws me to this place. And I love the trail system here. Isn't it great how an organization like the Motorized Trails Committee gets together, works together, does everything that they do to help take care of these trails. But you know, we have our part to do too. So I encourage you to do your part and tread lightly and stay on the trail, because it's just going to take care of it for all of us and our future generations to come. So in the meantime, you guys go check out next week's show.
Next week, we're joining Kurt Miles at his shop to get an in-depth look at the ultimate winter side-by-side buildup as we hop in and take this thing for a test drive to Porcupine Reservoir. Then Reese Stein is adventuring in southern Kentucky as he takes us to the longest hole in the ground in the country at Mammoth Cave. Finally, Brett Hermanson is back and he's bearing some gifts of his own as he's taking Ria's farm truck to his workshop to initiate some much-needed upgrades with some excellent woodwork.
All right, as you can see, what a fine group of folks, hardworking. They've come up with some great things going on here, and what a better place to be than the brand new route that comes out of Hell's Revenge, leads down to the staircase. We're gonna run it here in just a couple of minutes. I think this is just absolutely fantastic and beautiful. It's my favorite place to be. You know, these folks work really hard. They work together. They work with the government agencies. They really do a great job at doing this stuff. Motorized Trails of Grand County, the committee that is, they're all here together. I have to say thank you for having us over here. And what we all want to do is we want to encourage you to get off your couch and create your own adventure at your leisure. Come on, guys, let's go.
Heck yeah.